Hi, my name is Matt Willis-Jones, and here I am at the Skepto Film Festival. First time was wonderful. We won a little prize at the end, which was lovely and wonderful and very surprising because I was convinced that we weren't in any kind of competition. So I was very, very, very surprised. The very first time in my life that I've ever been called up on stage to win a prize, and I was speechless, which was quite rare for me. My official job is I'm working as a colorist at the Norwegian State Broadcasting Company, but that is hardly my dream job. I hope that very soon my official job will be making these films, because there's a very thin line between making short films and masturbating. There's a very thin line between masturbating and making short films. You think to yourself, I could be making a short film right now. What am I? With the actors, it's difficult to get rehearsal times because all the films are made for free. So I have to work around the availability of my cast. And they've got these things called jobs and children and what's it called? A life. Yeah, so it really makes things quite difficult to arrange rehearsal times, and I try to involve everyone, and on set there's always a very good atmosphere of everyone working together like a team. And then I went to a film school in Chicago, but I was very shy about doing film because I was brought up in this sort of academic environment that for the first semester, even though I really wanted to do film, I actually ended up doing a course in photography because I was too embarrassed to sign up for the film course. And I didn't do very well in the photography class. I wasn't really into it. And the next semester came around and I thought, right, I'm going to do this film course. I'm going to do it. And I had to walk around the block to build up the courage to sign it down, you know. And my whole world changed in my first class. And film became like a religion to me. I used to work as a compositor for several years. I worked on some very big projects, like as a compositor, like Batman Begins and Kingdom of Heaven, and some TV series, a science fiction TV series for a couple of years. And when I was in that world, it was great. I was in Soho in London, and I was walking around wearing black because I thought I was really important, And but then you grow out of it after a while. You realise, hold on, this isn't what I want to do. I want to make my own films, and so as a result, I've kind of become allergic to that world. Although I still do any kind of compositing in my films. I had an experimental short film over there. And yes, it turned out to be slightly more experimental than I thought, as the sound ended up playing at 120% the speed of the picture, and the last 2.5 minutes were cut off. And I almost had a nervous breakdown and had to leave the screening. But 2 or 3 days later, another filmmaker approached me and said, he'd found me in the catalogue and said, I really liked your experimental film, but I was a bit confused by the ending. And I said, well, thank you very much, but you couldn't have been confused by the ending because you didn't see it, because it was cut off. But it's a very important lesson that, oftentimes your film will be screened in a way that isn't ideal. And I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but the audience doesn't remember that, or the audience doesn't notice that, and they experience. Luckily, with that particular film, you could get away with it being, because it was already a bit weird. I found out that I heard a quote from Martin Scorsese a long time ago saying that he enjoys watching movies more than he enjoys making them, and I have it entirely the opposite way around. I enjoy making them more than I enjoy watching them. Also, you'll notice that my disdain of computer graphics is evident in these films, as the effects that I make are very often using props made out of empty toilet roll papers and things like that. The fly masks, one of the films. Those are just. I went into a hardware shop with like €50, and I came out 20 minutes later with everything you need to make a fly. And so there's, but I'd like to involve my visual side more, and I really want to make one of these office films in space. I really want us to go to space for one episode, meet some aliens. Well, the concept behind it is that I like the idea of a magician, and the magician will show you the box, and he'll show you that the box is empty, and you see, there's nothing in the box, you can see right through it, and then he'll pull out the rabbit. So I really like this idea of making everything completely clean, and you can see everything, but somehow there's something going on that doesn't quite make sense, that you can't quite see. I was very glad that the films were accepted here, and we had a reason to come back again because we enjoyed it so much. And the people here, the style of everyone, the friendliness, the physical, everything's fantastic. And, put it this way, when I went back home last time, I came back from colourful Cagliari, and I got off the plane, and Oslo was particularly grey, and everyone looked like they'd come back from a funeral. And some giant Scandinavian man almost knocks me over on the bus. Not a word. I thought, I'm home. I love Cagliari. It's a lovely place. One of the best things about Skepto is that the audience turnout. Almost always, there is a packed screening room. And that is not something you always see. But otherwise, I've been to many festivals now, and this has got, they don't usually have such a big turnout. And I think one of the filmmakers yesterday, I was there, he really was amazed as well, people sitting on the floor like, it was like a refugee camp, no one had anywhere to sit,